Hello, welcome back to another review. Now, I know what you're saying. This isn't the part 2 of the tier list. That is actually recorded already. It will be out on Friday at around 3 pm, 4 pm, so make sure to look out for it Friday at 3 pm. Today, though, we're going to carry on reviewing all the 2022 films that I've seen, this time with The Batman starring Robert Patterson. Just before we get into that, I just also want to say that after the tier list video, I will be doing every single Jurassic Park and Jurassic World film leading up to when the new Jurassic World Dominion comes out in a couple of weeks. Looking forward to that. Hopefully you all enjoy them when they come out. But let's get into this film. I was really excited for this film. I think most people were. I love Batman. He's one of my favourite superheroes. I'm not a big DC fan, but I will at least say that he is my favourite. So I was really hyped. And I've got to say, this film is the best film I've seen so far this year. The acting all is brilliant. Robert Patterson, I don't know why I was nervous because he's nearly better than Christian Bale in the Dark Knight films. You don't know, Dark Knight is my favourite movie of all time. No question. And Robert Patterson nearly overshadows him. It's brilliant. Everyone else is just great in the film. You know, there's an overload of characters, but they all work well. This is a 3 hour movie and it's paced perfectly. It's like it feels like 2.5 hours. All the characters fit in well, as I said. The best thing is, Batman has an arc in this film, which I did not expect. Usually when he's in these films, it's usually a character study, but he has a very good arc about how to be a light, a hope, not just fear, and it's brilliant. It's a great arc. And Robert Patterson helps it with his brilliant performance. He's so good. Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman. I don't think Catwoman's been the best acted person in recent times, especially in her own movie with Halle Berry. But we're going to talk about the Batman today, not that film. Paul Dano as the Riddler, I gotta say, far better than Jim Carrey in Batman Forever. The interrogation scene is the best scene in this whole film. It's not as good as the interrogation scene in The Dark Knight, but it's just brilliant, perfectly acted. The dialogue in the entire film is brilliant. The action in this film, sensational. There's actually not that much action in this film, believe it or not. I was expecting a bit more, but I'm glad because the best thing about this film for me was that this is probably the most comic book accurate Batman film we've had. People don't know this, but Batman is mostly a detective, not a superhero. And I like that we focus more on the detective side of him than the crime fighting superhero side of him, which is brilliant. That's what I wanted in a Batman movie. You've seen in the other Batman films, they don't really do that much. So that would feel like a really good breath of fresh air for me. The camera work, the lighting is just brilliant in this film. You know, the colours they use, the lighting, the camera work, it's just brilliant. There's loads of long takes. There's a scene, you've probably seen it in the trailer, where Batman's down this hallway and these guys are shooting at him, and you can only see it when people shoot. It's just brilliant. It's just brilliant shots, and it's brilliant lighting, and I just love this film, how it was created. The film's just beautiful, especially in a very dark movie. Now, this film is not flawless. It does have quite a few problems. I'll name them. One that I didn't like was Bruce Wayne. What people don't really know is that there is a difference between Batman and Bruce Wayne. You know, Bruce Wayne's supposed to be this billionaire playboy type of guy, but in this, he just feels like a grumpy man. There's no like playboy figure there, and it just did not feel like Bruce Wayne. I can understand why they did it because this is a very dark film, as I said, but yeah, it just felt really out of place sometimes. Another thing was that he has a monologue at the end. Batman has a monologue about how killing's wrong. But earlier in the film, when they're having that car chase, you've seen it in the trailers, he starts blowing up cars and possibly killing and injuring a load of people. So after that scene, that monologue loses a lot of its weight because he's been there killing people. So it just felt a bit weird to me. Some of the effects were really bad. There was one where he's gliding off the skyscraper and it looked terrible. It looked like he's, you know, like those GoPro shots where you put on the helmet facing your face. It looked like one of them on a green screen. It looked like his head was placed on top of a green screen, and it looked so bad. And when he flopped down, it looked like he had no muscles and bone. It just looked really cheap and dumb, and that was something that distracted him. And finally, I think the biggest complaint, I'm not going to spoil it, you probably already know it by now. The final scene, well, second to last scene, felt very forced in, teasing another Batman film. I think this is the biggest complaint people have had with this film, and I can understand why, because it is a bit of a flaw. But for a 3 hour film, judging that I only did like 2 scenes, that's very good. This film, as I said, best film I've seen all year. Its acting's brilliant. It has some good characters. The lighting and the camera work is brilliant. The action's thrilling, and also it's paced well. It's paced brilliantly. Feels like 2.5 hours. You won't get bored with this film. There is a lot of talking, but you will get through it nice and easy. You will like this film, even if you're not a massive Batman fan. But overall, despite its flaws, I'm going to give the Batman an 8.5 out of 10. Same as Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. But I just think it overreaches Doctor Strange, in my opinion. Thank you for all that. Hopefully this was a good, quick review. Hopefully it's intrigued you into watching the Batman. Remember, the tier list part 2 will be up on Friday at around 3 o'clock. Make sure to look after that. And after that, we're going to do all the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World films leading up to Jurassic World Dominion, which is coming out in a couple of weeks. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.